Obama's office, that when our calls don't get through to his office, but somebody say, hey, we need you to sign that bill. We like the fancy speeches you make, but we need you to sign a $300 bill or whatever that, this contract going to the weapons manufacturer, whatever. If you don't sign it, somebody going to walk through the door you don't want to deal with, Mr. Hussein Obama, and he got to sign that contract. That's raw dynamic because he going to feel the gravity of it in a raw way. So that's why I use the raw language for it. So if it's controversial, then I guess my nature is controversial, and that's just what it is. Sometimes you gotta be your truth. Whether when it ain't you don't know what's gonna be agreement, validation, or support. Just be you.
Right. So would you consider yourself the black version of Michael Moore? Consider that, or has somebody already told you that?
Well, I heard that. I think that comes from that. Michael Moore is he's the one who he laid down the game. To me, he's the pimp in the dog game. I mean, as far and I don't mean that in a negative sense. Archetypally, you could be all the way from a spectrum of a degenerate, diabolical figure. Way on the other end, you got Hitler and Manson, who's clearly diabolical figures. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go all the way on the other side. And you see, people hoped Barack would be a figure who had some savvy, strategic, gameful nature, but had some humanitarian commitment in something on a more evolutionary, benevolent side. And so who are the figures? And Malcolm X was a pimp off the street. He was red. You know what I'm saying? And came out of the game, and in his era, and then he had the political consciousness, but he was still at the core. He understood raw game. So this is what I'm talking about, the archetypal makeup of what's happening with people. And so I say Michael Moore, the pimp puts down the game, and then the other figure in the archetypal corollary, gets down with the game as it's put down. In whatever arena it is, politics, economics, legal arena, technical arena, you got to get down with it because the other people got enough money, power, military might, resources, know-how, access, whatever, and you don't have that, so you got to get down with what's put down and go along with it. So this was what the analysis is of power, and it's just an exploration to have people get it. So I'm saying Michael Moore put down the game because sometimes you could put down the game because you're that sharp and you have that much savvy, you can produce a new game when everybody else is looking at the status quo, and that's breaking them down and limiting them. And then, but who's the figure that's going to emerge that's going to put down the new game? You know what I'm saying? E-Ray might put down a little game in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like it's unfolding, but we're going to see what it do. Right. I'm still going to say humble, stay low, whatever, like the song, right? And anyway, so, Michael Moore, he put down game in the doc genre, you know what I'm saying? And hit you with Columbine, Fahrenheit, all that, got Academy, Fahrenheit did, 300 million or whatever. You can't get no further with putting down. He did capitalism, but, it's like with capitalism, that was a brilliant film, but it's like the game was falling off somewhat because, he was so far out there. How do you eclipse that? And then, it seems to me, it's like it's getting saturated out there with Mike or whatever. It's something like capitalism didn't do anywhere near what Fahrenheit and Kamala, even Sicko did well. But so whatever. I wish him the best. But who else is in that lane that's really created that much vibration? Who came with a socio-political commentary and stuff like that, and then uses the documentary genre. So it's Michael Moore. You know what I'm saying? Like who else you gonna compare me to? Right. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, because I'm in the doc genre, I'm going to compare, the black Michael Moore. Now, right. Do I want that? You utilize, whatever kind of devices or whatever associations you can to move yourself forward in the game. So when I was trying to get an adaptation of my book in the film, I was telling people, it's like, the log line. You tell someone to get it right away. I say, like, Fahrenheit 9/11 meets American Pimp. And then they go, oh, so then they get it, so... I use this thing to help propel me forward. Right. Now, now I'm dealing with people, who dealing with my PR and marketing. They like, get away from Michael Moore, get away from you. You don't always be associated with Michael Moore. You're your own. Da-da-da. I'm like, I get it. I'm my own. I'm not Michael Moore. I'm not the black Michael Moore. I'm Raymond Brown. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really necessarily hurting me if they want to say the black Michael. I'm not really tripping off of it.
It's not hurting.
Yeah. I'm not really tripping off of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing me. And I met him in Cannes in '07 when I took my pilot draft for the film. we was in Cannes, we met together at the American Pavilion. It was an honor for me to meet him. Bam, and I showed him what I was doing. Yeah, and I'm like, look, I'm coming right up behind you. I took notes on your game. Yeah, but now I'm finna leash something, you ain't got down like I get down, Yeah, I'm from out these streets in South Central, so to get down's a little bit different.
And you really showed your true South Central credibility, especially in one scene in the documentary where you look like you was about to get up out of your seat and just slap that Asian woman in her face after she was trying to challenge you regarding the film. For those that didn't get a chance to see it, like, go over what you said about that one particular scene, because I thought you was actually about to slap the blank.
No, it wasn't about no. E-Ray is, he's balanced. It's okay. I lost my balance here for a minute. Okay, so actually, and that's what kind of happened. Actually, my co-writer, producer, director, William Arntz, he's around me a lot, so sometimes he'll just see me get on one. And you get that thrust in you, and you're like, no, we got to do it this way, and it's got to and you're responding to something, and you're like very thrusting, and I might get very pimped, I'm laid back most of the time, and every once in a while, that could come out of me like that, and then, so when we were writing the scene, he was like, it would be good if you do like you really do sometimes, sometimes you kind of lose it because people are not getting what you're saying, and then you start to get really thrusting about it, and, so that's what, that's what I kind of got on one.
Okay. Yeah. For those who are just tuning in, we are talking to the director of the new documentary entitled Ghetto Physics, where the real pimps and
there you go. There you go.
Oh.
I'm not going to say one. Let's just say All right, you want to call in and weigh in the conversation or holler at my man, director Raymond Brown. Here's the telephone number 404-355-8699 for all of my ATLians out there. Or if you are outside of the Atlanta area, you can call in at 1-866-923-2860. It's the telephone number. We got my man, director Raymond Brown in the studio. What was the budget like for this documentary?
Fortunately, it got up over. It started with just a little bit of change, and kind of parlayed from there. Just mouthpiecing it and getting, got the interview from Cornell and was able to, get more people involved, some, profile some investors and get them to loosen their hand around that knot, and then I got it up. So when I did my pilot draft, I was working with, a little bit over 100 G's, and then. When I joined in with Mr. Arntz, when he saw my diamond in the rough, what he called it, in 2008, I needed to get more money to finish it. Then he brought the noise and came in with like a bill ticket, a little bit over that, really. And then, so I had a little bit of collar popping for a minute, but I still had to hustle, man.
Oh, no matter what, you're gonna have to hustle.
Yeah.
The more money gets involved, the more you have to hustle.
Yeah.
That's how the game goes.
Sometimes you gotta hard before you can pimp hard.
Exactly.